Lesson 1. Searching intersections. What skills do you need to approach, enter, and exit the different types of intersections safely? Objective. Explain how to identify an intersection. Intersections are places where roadways meet or cross. Two roadways cross in an X or a cross pattern. Other roadways meet in a T. One roadway or two roads join together to form a Y. A roadway come together in a circle. Intersections are complex. Nearly half of all reported crashes and a quarter of all fatal injuries occur in intersections. Collisions happen because drivers fail to see and analyze the intersection. Drivers need to search and plan a safe path of travel. Use your IPTA skills and the zone control system. Identify an intersection. When you are approaching an intersection, look for traffic lights or crossing traffic, a stationary object in the target area, street lights and signs, roadway markings such as stop ahead, stopping or turning traffic, pedestrians, rows of fences and mailboxes, power lines crossing over the street. You are approaching this intersection. List all the clues that alert you that is in an intersection. Objective. Describe the actions to take as you approach an intersection. Approaching an intersection. Look for line of sight restrictions. Identify all line of sight restrictions at this intersection. How can you improve your line of sight? A lot of obstacles here. You're going in a corner, you got trees, you got cars. Your line of sight is just very poor in this area. What would you do to improve it? Probably the best thing to do is to slow down. This are the 3 critical locations at which you must use the IPTA process. Your goal is to have a clear path of travel. You may need to slow, stop, or change lanes to achieve your goals. 12 to 15 seconds ahead. Check for traffic controls. Look for signs and markings that indicate turning lanes ahead. Plan a course of action. Get the best control of your intended path. Select the best path of travel. Make more frequent checks of your zones. 4 to 6 seconds ahead. Widen your search pattern to the right and left. Be prepared to stop or change your path of travel. Evaluate your left and right zones for other drivers, pedestrians, or line of sight or path of travel restrictions. Move your head to see beyond lines of sight restriction. Keep searching and predicting at 45 degrees to either side. Identify potential hazards. Pause briefly as you search. 2 seconds ahead. Every intersection has a point of no return. Your point of no return is a point beyond which you can no longer stop safely without entering an intersection. The distance from the point of no return to the intersection depends upon your speed you are going. The faster you're going, the greater the distance. You are the driver approaching this intersection. You are traveling at 35 miles per hour. Will you continue or prepare to slow and stop? That depends upon the light, how long it's been green. Objective: describe what to do when you have a closed front zone at an intersection. Deciding to stop. You must stop if there is a red traffic light or yield or stop sign or something moving into your intended path. Before braking, check your rear zone. What action should you take if your front zone is open? What if it's closed? Search while stopping. Where are the required legal stops at this intersection? Identify if the driver has made a legal stop and tell why. One of the biggest things is this solid white line. You need to be behind the solid white line when you stop. Describe the purpose of a safety stop. How and when to use it. Has the driver made a safety stop? A safety stop position should give you a clear line of sight. After you stopped, search 90 degrees to your left and right before continuing. What do you search for when you stop? Is it important to pause during each search, and why? Stopping behind a vehicle. Stop where you can see its rear tires touching the pavement. Why is this important? So you don't get too close and so you don't hit them from behind. Identify the correct way to enter an intersection. Enter an intersection. When is it safe to enter an intersection? This driver plans to turn left at the intersection. Where should the driver's last check be before turning, and why? His last check should always be to the oncoming traffic on his left, because that's the most dangerous traffic. Review. List six clues that indicate what you are approaching, how you are approaching an intersection. What actions should you take when entering an intersection from a line of sight restriction?